All right. We have a treat for everybody today. We are here with the entire Hickory Chair family, with the exception of Suzanne and Mariette. I know they are missed, but we have a great crew here. And so we are going to let them tell us a little bit about their collections. We're going to focus a lot on Skip and his brand new collection, which we're excited about. Woo, woo, woo! And we are also going to let them dish on each other, because you can tell that it's a family environment. They've already had a pillow fight. We will see if they recreate that for us. But we'll start and let each of you guys just introduce yourselves for those who might not know you, and a little bit about how you got to Hickory Chair. Start with David.
David Phoenix.
Do you need a microphone?
I'm not going to say what I said earlier.
Yes, you should. You should.
It was funny.
I had an affair with Laura Holland. That's how I got here. It worked. Here I am. No, I'm really thrilled to be part of the Hickory Chair family. And the best part, I love coming to market, and I love all these people, and we have so much fun. And we wish you all were here.
Hi, everybody. Ray Booth. Equally so, I really do feel like this is a family. I mean, really, truthfully, I'll say it. These are my brothers. This is my sister. We're thrilled to be back at market. We do wish everybody was here. We are fact-checking David Phoenix to make sure that he's telling the truth, and there is no fake news. Laura Holland, this is for you. But anyway, we wish everybody was here.
Hey, and I'm Susan Hable. I am the luckiest one here, because look at this hunk of man that I get to squeeze next to. We're 6 feet apart, for anyone that needs to know. I mean,
sure. 4 feet.
We are 6 feet apart, and we are all we're all lucky, and this is a wonderful time to be at Hickory Chair Market, Hypermarket.
And the man of the hour.
Yes.
Skipper.
You're gonna make me start to sweat, which I already am. Hi, I'm Skip. I'm Skip Rumley. I'm the creative director for Hickory Chair, and I launched this collection this market. And I get to play with these fools all the time.
Well, let's start with your collection.
Okay.
And I'm going to let the others start dishing on you and talk about you and your collection. So what is the favorite piece of Skip's collection, and what is one thing that you want the world to know about Skip that they might not already know?
Oh,
Wow.
oh, this is juicy.
This is trouble.
You might stir up something.
All right.
I don't think we have enough.
All of them know a little too much.
Talk amongst ourselves.
How about just
No,
fun
we
marketing
can handle
experience?
that.
Can you handle that?
Great question. We got it.
Okay.
We got it.
David, you start.
Oh, dear.
Since you got it. David's got it. You get to
I don't
start.
think we have enough tape in that camera. Need a long runway. I think, first of all, congratulations, Skip. I think it's great because he has amazing taste and such a creative eye, and I think it's really great. I mean, he helps us with our, curate our collections, and he's just an important part of all of our, the DNA of Hickory Chair, and I think it's great that he's been able to take, some of his favorite things and create it, and and it's great because all of our things kind of play well together. My favorite is a beautiful nightstand with a glass shelf on the bottom, and it's called the David. So there.
It's like
Because that's the only one he knows the name of.
Well,
I did
I've
name
got
it
a
after
favorite.
him.
I've got a favorite, and really, truthfully, it is one that I will own, and it is the little Sheila swivel chair. It's kind of like the perfect size, but it's kind of modern in its own way.
I had that. I had like the 12-inch with that vinyl.
Oh.
Vinyl.
Oh. Whoa.
You remember that?
Yeah.
But I guess I do want to say and celebrate. Hey, bring it up. Behave.
He's talking all nice about you.
Skip was the very first person that I spoke to when there was even an inkling that I should do a furniture collection. I had friends of ours out of Atlanta said, well, you should talk to Skip Brumley. And so I cold called Skip, and he took my call. And we just started chatting about it. You what?
You left me a couple of messages, and I didn't know who it was calling.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
Well, it took a while because you just didn't call
He
caller
clearly
ID.
is passed over that.
And then
He had
eventually I
just
listened, I'm like,
hold
oh,
up
it's
against
Ray
you.
Booth. Oh, wow.
Well, I was nobody to know, but you
No,
took
I know
my
who you
call.
were. I'm saying I knew who you were, but I didn't know it was you calling.
It didn't
Wow.
pop up on caller ID.
No,
Raven.
because I'd forgot, because Sean, Steven.
Steven, yeah.
He had texted me.
Right.
He texted me one time and said, he's like, can I give Ray Booth your phone number? And I was like, what? And and he was like, I think he wants to pick your brain. And I was like, sure. But then I forgot about it.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a really
here-
weird thing. Pick your brain. Can we can go back to that. That's a weird.
Well, I'm just going to say thank you.
But it was great
Because
comment
really,
letter.
truthfully, like,
People say, "Can I pick your
I wasn't even zeroing in on Hickory Chair. It was just the possibility of talking to somebody. And the
Yeah.
fact that I've ended up here with you is such an honor. And I do want to say it is a celebration for you, this market, and this is a beautiful collection.
Beautiful.
And
very
really,
comfortable,
really
too.
very proud of you.
Very comfortable.
Very
So true. You know I'm not. I would never sing on live camera.
Why not?
The sun will come out tomorrow.
We've not been drinking.
We haven't.
No.
And that's
We
the
don't
honest
need
to God
alcohol.
truth.
Yeah, I don't drink.
Isn't
so
that-
This is.
So I just want to say that I just want to say that, yes, I am honored to be sitting with you because, first of all, you're so humble. We all, you have to admit, we're a pretty crazy, wonderful group because nobody's snooty.
Nope.
He's not saying, or he hasn't said, but he kind of has handpicked us. And if anybody was too high maintenance, no way, you would never work out here. You'd be picked, the birds, picked to death. Anyway, we all are, we're a really interesting crowd of people, but Skip has kind of, you've really ushered us each into the fold, and it's been a really beautifully choreographed
Yeah.
dance number.
Well,
Really, think about it.
yeah, I used to a little bit more because I did other brands as well, and that was tricky. But that is, to your point, this is a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. But it can be torture if you're trying to work with attitude or diva. I can't tolerate that. And it's because this is too much fun. It's a lot of work, but it's too much work, and it should be fun. We're lucky to do it. And so, yeah, you want to work with people that you can dance with and be friends with, because it's a partnership. It's not a one day kind of thing.
So that's
So
a good
true.
question. Do you look, when you're thinking of who's going to be that next partner, is it really the personality and the person?
That's a big part of
Does
it,
that
but it's
play a
really
big part in your decision making of who you're going to?
not initially. The first thing is just kind of like is what their aesthetic is, what they would bring to the table, what's their perspective. Can they deliver? I'm not going after like Hickory Chair. I would never go after like a celebrity, like that's a TV star or something necessarily for Hickory Chair. Probably shouldn't say that. I don't know. It's fine it's great for a lot of brands, but I prefer to use real designers that can also not just spec product, but they have to be able to design the product. There's a lot of great designers that can shop. They have great style and great
Right.
taste, but you've got to be able to really have that other sensibility and be able to design and understand proportion and design a piece. And then it gets into, I research people too. I call before I get you into like a second layer and I check with people like, are there horror stories? Is he really nice? Because you don't know, because people are always going to be nice, but then you hear. So we've been very lucky. I love everyone here. We have a lot of
I
fun.
feel super fortunate. In particular, not that you guys don't, but I don't have, because I'm not an interior designer, I don't have a book of projects that I've done. And so really Skip stuck his neck out for me and my sister, because we don't come from a traditional background that that would come into a role like this. So he believed in us.
Well,
And I
but
have to
not
say,
blindly.
But you have a
believe-
product. You're a product designer.
Sure, but you
Yeah,
know,
and that wasn't
It's not like you just walked in and
I'm
said,
not-
"Hey,
yeah.
we're fun.
No,
Let's
no,
get a chair."
no. I know,
Exactly.
but he did have to. But he did have to really
She's pretty fun.
trust.
Sure.
He had to trust, and
Well, that's with anybody.
true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a leap of faith, I think, in any event. You know,
Sure.
I applaud y'all for the choices that you have made, because it has created just a beautiful stable, not only of product, but of people.
And we're proud.
that's
I'm so
another-
proud to be
proud.
with you
Me
guys.
too.
That's
You know?
absolutely true.
But that's a great point. That's another thing. I don't want what's it called? Layover. I already have a Ray booth. I don't want a Ray booth wannabe. Or
Oh,
something,
sure.
you know what I mean?
Thank
so I have
you.
to be very, very careful.
Like,
of
neither
that.
do you.
Well, no, exactly. So, because we're a decent, good-sized company, and I just think more about like even like the ride or the walk you go through. This is 25,000 square feet. I wish it was a little bigger, but our showroom here is
Someday.
25,000 square feet, and I think about people having to walk through and kind of absorb, and it's if it was all kind of like one note, I'm sorry, you're never going to remember anything.
Yeah.
It's going to be dull. So I think of it as like a ride or a playlist.
Mhm.
And everyone's got their own individual personality, but nobody's a white elephant. You know what I mean? There's not a pink
Well,
elephant
it's
in the
the-
room.
it's the
we
whole-
all have it or fit within the DNA of Hickory Chair.
It's the
Yeah.
rising tide, levels all boats. I mean, really,
Yes.
truthfully.
Yeah.
I
Truly.
walk through these collections and I'm inspired by the other designers' work, and it influences what you bring to the table.
And it's just
the
a lot
next
more
go around.
fun that way.
It's a hell of a lot more
Yeah.
fun.
No,
That
I
is
think
so
to Skip's
true.
point, like going into a large, some people have bigger showrooms, but it looks like an airport hangar, and it's just a sea of furniture, and you can't, like to Skip's point, you can't absorb it, and you can't, like, what am I looking at? It's not curated. Here, it feels very residential. You can walk through the different vignettes and the apartment and all our sections, and it's like you experience something each room. So
Well,
it's,
and you all be buying from your collection. I'll
yeah,
be buying from
I've
your
already
collection. I'll
bought
be
from
buying
yours,
from your
yeah,
collection.
yeah. We buy from each other.
It all plays nicely together.
It's really the best upholstery company in the marketplace.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
made in
triple
America,
Humbled to be here.
made in the USA.
Yeah.
Well, and we're a
That's
nice company.
They're nice people.
No, I mean, I had a friend coming through yesterday, and he was just like, he's like, everybody is so nice. And I'm like, that's real. I was like, that's not fake. I was like, he met our president, Kevin Bowman. He met our VP of sales, Freya. I just call him Freya. But, and Laura Holland. And he met the designers and everybody. He was just like, everybody's so nice. Like, and I was like, yeah, we're not a cult. But it's not like we're drinking, like,
And not sticky.
no, but he's like, but everyone like was just
I mean,
accommodating and like and talked like and some people just aren't used to that, like actually getting like talked to and engaged. And he wasn't buying anything; he was just checking it all out. But that's true. That's not fake. you
Well, I
know?
think the fact that you guys want to be together.
We want to be together.
Y'all want to
Yes.
spend time together. You want to be together.
We have dinner
No, it's
afterward.
pleasure.
Yeah, we
It
hang
is.
out.
It's
Yeah.
pleasure. There's a lot of pleasure, and I do think we, when you do work so hard at something, you do have that balance. I mean, we had dinner with David last night. Ray, of course, doesn't like me, so he's out.
She's coming to dinner?
Skip was at Harris Teeter.
I was like, I've got to like go to bed early.
We
Yes.
all, there has been one really wonderful thing about having market this time, and there's no big evening plans. We go to bed. We're getting a little older. We gotta keep looking fresh the next day, and it's so
I
we've
literally
taking
called
advantage of that.
Susan from Harris Teeter and was like, I'm sorry, like, for not going and da-da-da. And she was like, listen, I get it. I was like, I'm tired. I haven't gone to the grocery store in forever. There's like, my cupboard
Real
is
life.
bare, and I need to do laundry and I want to be in bed by 9.
Right.
And she's like, I get it. And she's like, and we're getting older. I'm like, I'm not saying that.
Well,
I mean, come on. But
yeah, I don't want to be.
but it
We're
is
not
nice.
wet.
Well, we're not going
dinner
out.
at 5 o'clock at this point. If you're not
Well,
having dinner at 5 o'clock,
no,
you're good.
no.
6:30.
6:30. That's okay.
6:30
You're still
preferable.
good. You're still good.
But it is nice because to be part of this club, it's nice to like after work go out and, you know, have dinner
sure.
and schmooze, because then I think that you can really, you know, hey, how do you do this? Or you can, you know, banter ideas off of each other, and it's really nice. You don't feel judged, and you feel, you know, it's just nice just to talk freely.
Right.
Mhm.
And to Skip's
Share.
point about everyone being so nice, I mean, even in the factory, there's such a sense of pride
Yes.
in the workmanship. I mean, people are so, like when I've been to the factory, they're so excited and they want to show you their work, and you know, they might put something in muslin and you just mark it up with a Sharpie, and then you go to lunch, you come back, it's already redone. And so, I mean, it's just really great to go and see the things made and how they're made and the people making them, because they really love what they do. It's just not just another factory, and our factory does the frame making, the upholstery, the finishing, all under one roof. And a lot of other companies send it out, or they import it or what have you and finish it or whatever. So
And they become an integral part of the
Totally.
collaboration as to
Yeah.
how you're making something. I mean, you know,
Yes.
when we're doing prototype reviews, I remember them pulling out little shims and just literally, okay, here's a 1/4 of an inch further back on the rake, and they really are
Makes a
an
difference.
active part of how do you get this to be as comfortable as it possibly can be.
That's one of the
And you end up
biggest-
with,
Well,
with the kind
comfort.
of product. Yeah.
comfort and quality. are
Well,
the two
nothing will
things.
nothing leaves the factory without Skip, Parker, Sheila, who's a
Sheila.
peanut, you know, all
Well, you have to do that.
trying
because
to
otherwise,
sit on things, and they feel in their backs, and I don't ever feel, you know, that. So that is one of the
Everything-
biggest.
It goes through a
you
lot
try to
of
find a
ego.
common denominator with all these different body types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you so that it kind of will be
Double
comfortable
rows.
for most
Yeah.
people.
Do you guys feel like y'all collaborate with each other a little bit on what your next piece is going to be? Do you guys
No.
talk with each other about it, or
No.
are you pretty
Well,
much
Skip's a
you-
part of it
you
all.
work
They do
with
them.
Skip?
They talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the funnel.
He's the
So everything kind of comes through.
He's the
Yeah,
Sure
and,
you-
and honestly, part of that too is, you know, let's say like David comes to me with like, you know, several sketches or an idea, and I'm like, that's great, we've already got something like that. I don't let anything cross over
Right,
either.
right, you
right.
do.
And I also try to be very, very
The gatekeeper.
a gatekeeper, so nobody is stepping on anybody's, because it's, you know, nobody's reinventing the wheel.
He wouldn't let me do a Cleats chair because of you.
No, exactly, and also you just don't want.
It's mine.
We've already got it, or something to already
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
Top seller.
By the way.
And I don't know about you guys, but I'm so grateful to have somebody that knows all those things besides Laura
Yeah.
Holland in the company, and you know, to tell you, because the last thing we want to do is make a repeat.
Right.
Right.
And that just shows that we
Somebody's not
are.
paying attention.
We're not. Yeah, we're asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
And we try to be very, I try to be very conscious of what else is going on in the industry. So we don't want to, we never want to be caught with our pants down. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so like I try to be aware of what else is out there without being like weird. But you don't want to, we want to be forward thinking, we don't want to be a follower,
Mm-hmm.
if you know what I mean by
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
So, and
Absolutely.
Definitely, we want to be.
Well, you've got to
Yeah.
have creativity in the room to always be forward. I
and
mean,
listen, there's
no
a lot more,
question
like I
about
said, we're
that.
missing
I mean, there's-
Mariette
you
and
take
Suzanne.
more
and-
risk.
Yeah, there's so much creativity in the room, and
But it's also, there's a huge amount of talent. Like you were saying, none of us work in a bubble.
No.
And especially when it comes to the product, and I certainly didn't work in a bubble. I mean, there's a million people, a million really talented people that touched this collection and every single piece. And, you know, it's not just me, like, you know, or
Right.
you
Oh,
know.
no.
And
It's-
what is one of the
Collaboration.
great
Yeah,
luxuries
collaboration.
of doing things domestically? You do have the luxury of being able to like go out to the factory and get these like great craftsmen, their opinions, and you get to test things and you get to tweak and change things. Like that Sheila chair, that was like, that's a simple form, but it was one of the hardest. It's like 3-4 prototypes.
I can tell.
Because
Uh-huh.
it could so easily be this big blown up cartoon or flat, and like the first prototype I said, like it's supposed to be a curved seat, but they did it this way, so it looked like a toilet.
Yeah.
And you know, and then so it's like, well, it did, because it had like a,
Yeah.
and so I need it curved here and here, and then it needed to be cinched,
Right.
and because it's a simple form, and it's very, very like, but it has to be elegant. It could be a little tricky to do something so simple, but it have an elegance to it. I think that was boring.
No.
No,
No,
it's
no,
true.
we're not,
It's so
you don't
true.
see Z's coming out of our mouths.
No,
Well,
but
you
it's,
give me a
it's not a, it's not a
complex.
complex.
We did a
Listen,
Zoom.
we did a
She made the
Zoom.
Zoom, and I was frozen.
And I said, he goes, I said, we're gonna have a wonderful banter because we always do. I see
Well, we
his,
did-
his face on Zoom and he's. And I knew we were
Frozen.
Well, we had already done a run through. We did a run through, and that was great. Like like
You
but
did a
no,
run through.
No, with you. Remember, because she called us, and I was I'd been setting up, and I was really loose, and we were just like blah blah blah, and she's like, oh, this is gonna be a cinch. But then the night before that Zoom call, I called Laura Holland. I'm throwing you under the bus
Whoa.
because I
Our
was working-
camera
Our
was-
Laura is behind the camera
Yeah.
just taking
Tech
it all.
support.
She's
Well,
back
because
there.
Laura Holland said, she was like, well, your lighting, like on, she sent me a picture
You
of
need
what
the
I looked
ring.
like on her
You need the
computer
ring.
screen. That
We
throwing a
do, we
run
need
through.
the ring.
And
That'll
I
be
didn't-
our next
but
investment
I
for
was like,
Hickory
oh, I didn't know
Chair.
it looked like that because to me it looked normal. So I was all positioned and worked, and then we did a faux Zoom call with each other. So like I had it coordinated, but I did it in my dining room, and there's a complete wall from floor to ceiling of black and white photographs in there. And she's like, well, make sure you don't move your head, because you're gonna see your ring light. So watch the reflection.
So you're.
And I was like, all right, so that was one thing. So I had everything right, but then I was like, okay, I don't want to get the reflection right. So, and then I was trying to figure out where to look, because
Well, we both were,
we both look sketchy.
you
'Cause we're like-
know, and that's the thing, there's no written book about when you're on a Zoom call, don't look to your right even though Skip's on the right of the
yeah,
screen.
because then you're trying to look at them, and
Right.
Well, and you never know
anyway.
who's looking at you too, because when you get 4 or 5 people on there, and then everybody's looking down where the person is,
Like
and
the
it looks like
Brady
Brady
Bunch.
Bunch. Everybody's looking, their eyes are going in all crazy directions. and-
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
trying to avoid that.
So you just stare straight
So I
ahead.
just like,
So he stayed in one place and then, yes, Susan, that is a wonderful
I was
idea.
listen, you weren't doing like clown tricks.
Even though they're
over
nodding
there.
by now, he's like,
I know.
whoa,
Do we
that's...
have a blanket?
Okay, David, liven it up.
Oh,
Tell-
gosh.
Liven it
Yeah,
up here.
he can.
Really? Oh, come on.
Okay.
You're the feisty one on the sofa.
Why don't the two of you,
Okay,
why don't we-
love grenade.
why don't we wrap it up
Pull
with
the
the two of you telling one thing about the other person? Why don't we make it real spicy and
You
and
two.
end this with you two, the
Why?
spicy ones,
Oh, God, spicy.
telling one thing about each other?
That's me, not you.
No,
These
you
two.
and you.
Oh, us too? Oh, God.
We're out of it, Skipper. Just let it be. Let it be.
Me
Let him
and
find it out.
Susan? Me and Susan?
No.
No, you
Oh,
and
Skip. Oh.
Oh, you
Susan
yeah.
didn't pick a favorite piece yet. You know?
Oh, yeah.
It's called the
Don't
Susan.
change the subject.
It's
Skip's
called
like,
the
I don't wanna do
Susan.
that. I don't wanna do that.
And by the way, Skip named all the pieces in his collection after people that he
Either
gets
influenced
tortured
me
by.
or well, it's
There's not.
Everything-
You didn't
Is
get
there a
one.
ray?
Yes,
He's the
I
dining-
did.
he's
I am
right
a
on.
dining
Yes.
table. I'm a center table
I
as
was-
well.
He's a feature. Mhm.
yeah.
Oh
I'm
well.
multifunctional.
Suzanne is the divan
Okay.
because I just pictured her like laying on it in like a dress, like a
Yeah.
gown.
Yeah.
Can't you see her like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I love that.
Yeah, and Mariette is the cane because I knew Mariette would love
The cane.
the cane bag.
Oh, is she the
dining
chair?
Yeah.
Those are
Oh,
pretty.
she
Yeah, and I
would
knew
be
she would
so
love
into
that.
that.
She'd love that. Yeah.
Anyway, so your favorite piece is the Susan. It is good.
It's a
good
wonderful.
chair.
You know, to be honest, it's the I don't know the name, but your wing chair.
Oh, that's Jim.
Jim.
Jim used to work in our PD department, but he died a year and a
Oh,
half ago.
that's named
I love
after
Jim.
Jim.
Oh, Jim.
Jim was great.
He was so
Jim.
funny.
Jim.
Hey
Yeah.
Jim,
And
if
so
you're looking
great.
down on us, I've been actually looking at my upholstery and I had one seam in the wrong place and I said, Jim would have never done that.
I loved him. Everybody loved him.
Yeah, we
He was
lost
good.
him
On his way
about
to work.
a year ago on his way to work, right before I launched my collection, and
collection.
he was in the middle of just perfecting things, and he is a reminder of really, just like David was talking about, the people in the factory that are so proud. The woman that is at the end of the hallway that says, "I'm proud to be a Hickory Chair."
I love that. I love that.
You
What is her
can't
name?
pay for
That's
that. I mean, you can't buy
fabulous.
that.
I mean, you can't.
It's really great.
Well, and the fact that you guys are sitting here talking about somebody that you know,
Builds
it,
this furniture.
that means that much to you guys, to where you
Well,
would
they're
you
a
would name a
huge
piece
part
of
of
furniture.
it.
I mean, that's
It's a big part.
That is, but that's a
You
part of this
appreciate
company.
it
That's a
totally.
part of this company.
It's different than just like, oh, that's a pretty sofa. You know how it's made. You know what goes into it.
Yeah.
And you know all the love that goes into it, and
That's
all
so
the
true.
all the you know all the
Talent,
knowledge.
experience.
Hundreds
Yeah.
of like people have touched it, and
Without
it's-
them, we wouldn't have it.
yeah, I mean, you're as good as your people, and I think that
Absolutely.
I think it's great to collaborate with such great craftsmen.
I always tell our reps
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we sound a little kumbaya
no,
right
I
now,
think
but
this is exactly
Well,
what
market is a
people,
time we
you
do
know,
get to come together and
Mhm.
really think about how grateful we are that we have our domestic manufacturing.
Yeah.
And we all know how it's been to adjust a quarter of an inch on an arm and how that really makes a difference in
Mhm.
when we get a sample and are proud of it rather than, oh, that's
Yeah.
a little clunky. I mean, those things really matter.
Mm-hmm.
oh, but I'm talking about too as well. We have a great sales force.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm whenever they're like, thank you, and I'm like, no, thank you. Like, listen, we could come out, we could design the coolest, most fabulous furniture in the world, but without great marketing and PR from Laura Holland and Boyd Rufty, and without like our leadership and
Sales.
and our Parker guys,
Right.
VP of merchandising,
Parker.
and all of our sales
Showroom
force,
people.
like that. You guys are out there like pitching it, like
Mhm.
it'd be a huge waste of time
Yeah.
without all of these people.
It takes a village.
Sure.
So have you guys ever had a party where everybody was there?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about it.
We've done it a lot.
What's that? Did y'all do that a lot? Or
No,
is just
not the
everybody?
people, not the,
Oh, like
the
not the.
craftsmen.
You talking about like a party with like the whole factory? Good lord, there's like 600 people.
That's what I'm
there.
wondering. Like how many
Yeah.
Well,
people
not
are we
during
talking
We
about?
do it
COVID, I mean-
Christmas.
It's a virtual party.
Yes.
We do it Christmas.
Christmas,
and
okay.
we have town halls and we have certain events and we do those in Hickory.
Yeah.
And when
We
we
always
come
do it
to-
at Christmas.
When
though.
we come to the factory, we walk around and, I mean, I'll speak for myself, I walk around and say hi to everybody and tell them how happy I am with the work and get to see a piece or two going through the factory. It's so cool. And for them to know it's you that makes it, it's just, anyway, we do sound kumbaya, but I really think we're being truly
We're being-
honest.
We're being
Authentic.
sincere about it.
Yeah.
Well, and I think in this moment too, as we're all coming off of not seeing each other for so long,
Yes.
it's almost like even more of a sense of I miss these people so much.
Yes.
There's
Absolutely.
so much appreciation just to be around each other again.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's like
Right. I agree.
such a huge part of it, and I can't thank you guys enough for having this little family gathering on your new your new sectional. It's fantastic.
This is named Kevin.
This is the
Kevin.
Kevin.
This is our president. We're
Prez.
sitting.
Yeah.
We're sitting on the press.
Sitting on the president.
Comfy.
It was a great family get together. So thank you
you.
guys.
Thanks.
Congratulations
Thank
again on your
you.
new collection.
Thank you.
Real
I
great.
really appreciate it.
So.
Cut.
Thanks much.